Hi, everybody. Today I want to talk to you about what makes a person likable. Everybody's been around people that they don't enjoy being around for different reasons. And then we've been around people that we absolutely love being around. They make us feel good about ourselves. They make us feel good about the world around us. And they're just great people. So I want to talk to you about what are some characteristics of those people that everybody seems to enjoy listening to. We're going to have about 5 tips to go over. This is going to be short and sweet. It's going to be about 10 minutes long. And if you want more information, you're always welcome to listen on iTunes or Android under Courage, Humor, and Grace podcast. And we're also on Twitter, by the way. We just recently got on Twitter yesterday. So let's go over the list of what makes a person likable. Let's start off with, if they talk about something negative at all, they always bring it back to the positive. They always bring it around to something that ends on an up note. You know, we've been around people who are negative, who maybe have just a really bad outlook on life, and it doesn't matter what you say, what you do, what solution you offer them. They've been there, they've done that. It won't work for me. You know, poor me. God is against me. The world is against me. Why me? It's not that the world or God are against you. It's that you need to have a better outlook on life. And by doing that, you not only create different outcomes for yourself, but other people are also going to want to be around you because they're also going through their own struggles. The last thing they want to do is spend time with somebody who's also drowning in their own struggles, because it feels like, okay, we're both here together. Now what? You know, you can't pull me out and I can't pull you out, but let's sit here and enjoy the sinking of the ship together. No, I don't think so. That's not who people like to be around. So that's one tip, you know, or one characteristic about them is that they are generally positive people. And if they do talk about a negative, they always bring it back to a positive point. Okay. Even if they're going through their own junk, somehow they find a way to find the positive in it. Right? Number 2, people love to talk about themselves. So people that are likable tend to let people not just talk about themselves, but they actually lead people to talk about themselves. They actually lead the conversation to pull information out of people, and they generally listen. They're engaged in the conversation. They want to know about you. They want you to feel like you have a safe place to be yourself and to share your heart and to open up. So people that are likable help others open up and be themselves without judgment, fear of judgment, or, shutting them down all the time, or, interrupting the conversation. So that's point number 2. That's the second characteristic. That is, they allow people and lead people to talk about themselves. Number 3, they generally have a sense of clarity, certainty, and optimism. Those are wonderful, wonderful characteristics, and they are so rare to find these days. Certainty, clarity, and optimism. People want to live their life, off the cuff, and that's okay if you have certainty, clarity, and optimism. But if you don't have those things, you can't afford to live your life off the cuff. You need to develop yourself. You need to get into some books, get into some audio, teachings, go to a church, go somewhere that is going to transform your mind, develop yourself and your outlook. The last thing you want to do is, there's a quote that says, people don't rise to the occasion, they always revert to their training. So what training are you going through mentally, physically, spiritually? Do you even have any training? So why would somebody want to be around you if you have nothing interesting to talk about except negative stuff? No, it doesn't work that way. Get into some training, get into some developing, and be able to rise to the occasion of any conversation, of any situation you're put into, because you cannot be run by circumstances. You have to be able to be run by your principles and the training that you've gone through to handle life's crazy curveball. Okay, that's number 3. People that are likable have a sense of certainty, clarity, and optimism. Number 4 is kind of the same thing, so we're going to skip over that. But basically, people that are likable imagine great possibilities for the future. They have an open heart and open mind, and even if they've been hurt, wounded, they still understand that not everybody fits in the category of jerk. You know, they understand and learn from life's lessons. Maybe something bad happened to them, but they took it as a life lesson and they didn't just stay there. They picked up their bootstraps and got right back on the saddle and said, you know what, I'm not going to let this take over my life. I deserve to have a great future and I can create that for myself. So they imagine great possibilities, which kind of goes along with the clarity, certainty, and optimism. Okay. Number 5, they know their mission. This one's huge. Have you seen a person who knows their mission in life? Maybe you don't have a personal relationship with somebody that does, but maybe there's somebody that you've seen on TV. Maybe there's a spiritual person, a mentor that you've had. Maybe it's a grandparent. Grandparents are always awesome angels. Maybe it's a political person. Who knows? But think about the characteristics of those people that you admire for a second. They typically have a sense of purpose, right? And people with a sense of purpose are usually very unselfish. They're caring people. They care about not only themselves, but they care about the rest of the world. They have a lot of faith. They're happy or joyful. They tend to be very honest and loving and kind. They serve others. So these are characteristics that a likable person has. And if you don't have those characteristics because you're living in a survival mode, chances are a lot of people don't like being around you. I hate to say it, but if they do, they probably say bad things behind your back or in their heads. Maybe they don't say them out loud, but if you are a person that only thinks about yourself and you are constantly in turmoil, I'm pretty sure that people just don't jump to be around you, okay? But if they do, they're really good friends. So you can turn those characteristics around. Have a sense of purpose. And maybe you don't know what that is, but it's time that you learn. Find books on purpose. You can hire me as a life coach and I will walk you through writing out a mission statement and learning your gifts, talents, and core values, or find a life coach that you trust. But it is so important to invest in yourself and become the kind of person you would actually want to be around, okay? So the last characteristic I'm going to go through really quickly is they are genuine people, and they usually speak the truth, whether you want to hear it or not. But they'll usually say it in a loving and kind way. But they won't waste their time trying to be somebody else and trying to please you, because they understand that you're either going to love them or hate them for who they are. But if you just want somebody to agree with you, they understand that you're never going to be truly committed to them as a person or a friend. You just want them around to say what you want to hear. And that's not a person who knows their purpose and mission in life. A person who knows their purpose and mission in life generally won't hang out with somebody that just wants to hear what they want to hear, okay? They have bigger goals, bigger dreams, bigger ambitions in life than to sit around and do that. So in general, a person that is likable has these characteristics. They have a sense of knowing who they are. They're genuine. They want to be there for you. They truly care. They speak the truth in love, and they really live out their own truth. They understand that being authentic is way better than wasting time being somebody they're not, because they never have true commitment and value to people who are looking for you to be somebody else or them to be somebody else. So I hope these characteristics speak to you in some way. Maybe it will help you in picking out relationships, looking for these kind of people, or maybe it will encourage you to develop yourself in some of these areas, and not necessarily to become a more likable person, but for you to like yourself better, accept yourself better, and then be able to encourage others to do the same. And people love being around positive, encouraging, genuine people. I mean, who doesn't want to be around somebody like that, especially these days, right? Hope these characteristics help you. Have an awesome day. And again, if you like this podcast, please like it and share it with your friends. Have a great day. God bless.